Dear Father Winter, sometimes this year has been really hard and sad. But sometimes when things are the most hard and sad, that's how you learn how much you can love people. So that's good, I guess. For Yuletide this year, I'm just asking that everybody have a really, really good time at my birthday party. I think everybody could use a really good time. Can you please keep an eye on Pasha and make sure he gets home safe? And can you please tell the Way Warden to tell Myliki to tell Artie hello? I hope Yuletide is also cool wherever Artie is. I think that's it for now.
Dear Father Winter, it's me, Drogar. You know, the old guy. I was wondering if you could bring me a few things this year. For Winnie, I would love it if you would find a way to bring Pasha back to us. I think we all miss him dearly, but I believe it's affected Winnie the most. She could always use having a close friend. For Kaz, continue to keep her blade nice and sharp, so that she may strike down the devil wherever he appears. For Olaf, perhaps a nice boar, or maybe an elk, something that he can bring back to the berserkers as proof of his triumphs. And as for me, well, continue to bless me with Artemis as he has joined my companions, and maybe, if it's not too much trouble, a little jar of cinnamon. Yours truly, Drogar Stonebreath.
Dear Father Winter, I don't know if you got my last letter. I did send one, but maybe Strahd stole it. I've heard he does stuff like that. If you're reading this, Strahd, you're a butthead. It's been a tough year. I've done some pretty mean things, and I think if I'm going to protect my friends and make it through this, I'm going to have to do a few more. And weirdly, at the same time, I feel like I already have everything I need. So, don't worry about me. As for my friends, though, Winnie seems really into rocks lately. I don't get what it's about, but I guess a nice rock or two. Nothing too heavy, though, because she's really small. Drogar is really missing his cinnamon, but I don't think we're going to find more for him anytime soon. I think he needs a book full of other things he can cook. A book of cook. He could call it a book cook. I don't really know Olaf that well yet. I think he likes to take care of things, though. Maybe a pet? He seems like a cat person. I don't really know why. I don't know where Pasha is, but he's staying away because he doesn't want Strahd to see what we're doing through his eyes. So, for him, a blindfold. Easy. If you see any bats while you're flying around, maybe just come back later. Happy Yuletide.
Dear Father Winter, I don't know what more I could ask for. I am traveling in the company of legendary heroes. From them, I've learned that if I could give the people of this land one thing, it would be hope. There is something special about these heroes. Before they arrived, I never dreamed of a brighter future, just of survival. But now, Kavan reborn, the werewolves released from the devil's grasp, the time of legends is upon us. If I could ask just one last thing, Father Winter, just don't let me make a fool of myself. Thank you.
Dear Father Winter, hello again. I hope your year has been full of happiness. Mine has been a little hard. I found out Strahd was using my missing eye to spy on my friends, so I had to leave them to keep them safe. I miss everyone terribly. Kaz made me feel so safe, like I was living with a lion, so strong that predators stay away just because they know she's there. And with Drogar, I never worried about what came next, because I knew he'd have a plan. And Winnie, oh Winnie, she's my best friend in the whole world. And apparently there's an even bigger world out there beyond the mists, but she'll be my best friend there too. Sometimes I can't believe how brave she is, except I've seen it with my own eye. I want to be more like her. Artemis has travelled far from me now. I fear that might be my fault too. But I hear his name on the wind, and the trees sing his song. I think he might be the only one of us who's safe now. I have only one wish this year. I wish that Strahd will be defeated, so that I can be with my family again on Yuletide. Your humble friend, Pasha.
Hey Dungeoneers, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Strahdcast.
If you like what we do here, remember to follow us on YouTube or subscribe via your favorite podcast app to get notified every time we release new episodes. Thanks again, and take your listen with advantage. When last we left our heroes, they spoke with Sir Godfrey, learning more of the ancient order of warriors and of his relationship with the Knight Commander. Settling down to camp, Winnie took a walk by a creekside and was ambushed by Anastraya. Yet instead of coming to blows, the young bride revealed much about herself and seemed frightened and disturbed by how things were going in the castle. The night passing, Drogar made his famous porridge, sans cinnamon, and shared a sweet memory of Tatiana with Winnie. The ruins of Berez lie ahead. What will the swamp hold for our heroes? Find out now on the Strahdcast. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia.
That's what it looks like when the oatmeal's done. Try it this time, Winnie. Try it.
And he gets like a spoonful of the porridge, and he just
That's really good.
Perfectly cooked. We are sat outside of the hold. We have this moment where Drogar is preparing a meal for everyone and has this small moment with Winnie. Anything else anybody wants to do for the morning before we carry forward?
Well, it sounds like something is about to happen.
Yeah, no, not me. If we have any of the boar left, Kaz will have a little bit of jerky with her porridge.
Yeah, I imagine actually probably the berserker salted it real good, and so you have like some jerky in your pack.
I'm sure we do.
Because there's a lot of meat off of it. Like that boar probably fed the whole camp for the evening. You know what I mean?
I would imagine so. It's a big boar.
It's a big bowl.
Drogar lays 2 strips of boar bacon just for Kaz.
Kaz starts salivating.
And it bubbles in. It looks like a Miyazaki film as it bubbles in the pot. Yeah.
And Drogar takes his 2 little nails and picks it up and flips it over.
Hand me 2 more strips of that bacon and 4 more of those eggs. I see no point in living if I can't be beautiful.
Wow, Christian Bale.
Oh. He's not great. Actually, I don't think his performance is super great in that movie, but I do love it.
I disagree.
Okay.
So Drogar,
It is great, and I love it.
Drogar will take both of those strips and just go, and for Kaz.
He just holds it over her nose as she's sleeping.
No, he lays it right on the edge of her bowl of porridge.
Nice.
And he goes, I have to keep you nice and strong.
Speaking of which, you have this moment, you have this recollection, Drogar, and you nail the oatmeal. You get it exactly the right part. Just as the sides of the pot are starting to bubble and froth like that gentle foam lapping at the edges of the lake oh so long ago. And so you pull it and you prepare it for your friends. And as you're dishing it out, I should very much like to try myself if that's all right. And you all turn. And walking up the road, Irina.
Oh my gosh.
She has her auburn curls pulled back tight and braided into a really thick, like fresh-baked garlic knot spilling down her back.
Nice.
She's corseted it up in sort of like a leather chest piece with leather boots that are laced up to the knee, and across her back she has slung 2 javelins.
Oh,
Yes.
You see a quick flicker across the sky as a raven does a circle over a circle around your camp and dives and sort of like turning in midair shifts back to Dimitri, who lands on his feet right next to Irina, and they both kind of walk up to your camp out of the morning mists.
Oh my God. Write a comic book about these 2.
Jesus. Write a fanfic about him. Jesus.
Move. Oh, done. Move over Cloak and Dagger, please. I want these 2.
Yeah, but she kind of comes up to your camp and just sort of looks around at you all and says, "Well, good morning.
What are you doing here?
I've made a decision." She kind of looks around at all of you, and everybody give me an insight check.
Oh, shit. No, I'm a very lucky halfling. I do not accept this.
There you go.
You take that right back. That's a 13 for Kaz.
For some reason, I rolled a natural 1 and a 3 for an 11.
You're excited.
I'm too excited.
You're too excited.
I'm not paying attention.
Irina's here!
I'm not paying attention!
It's a 23.
23.
15.
15. Drogar, you notice she's a little nervous. And she steps forward and she brings up her arms and she puts her hands on her hips, and all of you are transported back to the first time you really met her, when Ismark was desperate to get you to get her out of the village of Barovia and to Vallaki. All those, I don't know how long it's actually been in game now. Not that long.
Probably nowhere near as long as it has been out of game.
No way.
It's been at least 2 months.
But probably a couple months, I think.
Couple months we've been here.
I think we've been here a month or two.
Things have moved very fast for a month or two, but yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, she kind of squares up and puts her hands on her hips like she did all that time ago when she insisted proper rights be given to her father before you left the village. And she walks forward. And Dimitri is also is standing a few steps back, looking at her, looking between her and you all and looking a little sheepish. But she steps up and puts her hands on her hips and she says, "Now hear me."
Before you speak, I want you to try this. And he hands her a bowl of the porridge.
Well, I have a thing and I've rehearsed it. Can I just...
Go on.
Now hear me. I want to travel with you. And if it's true that Strahd and his brides are truly out in force after me, I think the safest place for me is with you all. But it's more than that. I can't sit idle any longer. I can't. You wouldn't ask me to, would you? Danica's plotting a revolution. You all are cajoling about this valley, righting wrongs. And what is it that I do? I sit and I wait and I hide and I worry. I know it sounds like nonsense, but it's hard knowing people are out there risking their lives for you. It's a great burden. And I'm grateful, and I won't insult you by saying stop or I'm not worth it. But what I will ask is that if Strahd is after me, I think it should be me he has to fight. And I've learned from all of you. I've been practicing with the javelin that you gave me. In one hand, you put a weapon, and in the other, you put freedom. I won't be a burden, I promise. If you tell me to run, I shall. But I care about you all so much. And I can't sit at home anymore, waiting for you all to come back from war. I've had my fill. I want to be with you.
Okay.
Javelins are fine if you want to stick something sharp in someone from far away to give yourself a chance to run. But maybe it's time you start learning how to use a spear.
See? All the better that I shall travel with you, and there's still so much that I can learn from you all.
What about Barovia? I'm excited to have you here, but I want to make sure you're not messing with something that was already promised.
The village, do you mean?
Yes.
I've been thinking about that. I know it's a rough and tumble place, but it is my home, and we abandoned it. I think it was what was needed at the time, but I want to go back there. I wanted to set it free. I wanted to have the sort of freedom that Vallaki now enjoys, that Krez has enjoyed for so long, that you have brought to other places, and I think the best way for that is for me to get stronger with you, learn what I can, and return there, not just a girl, not just a princess who ran, but as someone who can help the place. I don't want to go back there until I can offer something, and I think the best chance for that is to learn from you.
I've often thought that the best kind of princess is a warrior princess.
Like Zenobia herself. So what say you?
Oh, yeah.
Good with me.
Skogr's not speaking.
She looks at you appraisingly anyway. I don't know that we've been introduced. I'm so sorry. I'm Irina.
This is Irina. Irina, this is Olaf.
Where are my manners?
So you catch him with a spoonful of oatmeal, shoveling it in his face, and he's just housing a bowl of oatmeal real quick, and he kind of looks up. Yeah, I'll scout ahead, and just shovels the rest, and just drops the bowl, and then just walks off. And,
Well, I think it's settled then.
Really? I was so sure you were all going to give me a harder time about this.
No, listen, I'm going to be worried about you all the time.
No matter where
I'm going to
you
be
are.
worried about you when you're far away, and I'm going to be worried about you when you're near. But at least when you're near, you're doing what you want to be doing.
Think of all the spell slots you'll save. Not having to cast message all the time.
That's true.
Or sending.
I just can talk to you.
Now, try this oatmeal.
Okay, I think now I'm ready. And she takes it. All right. Due to everything you have taught her, Irina joins the party as a level 2 fighter.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Wow.
great.
So does she just have the javelins? Because
Currently, she has the javelins, and
Because
she
I
took
think-
the thrown weapons fighting style.
Wow.
what exactly does that mean, DM?
It's like dueling, but for thrown weapons, so you get bonuses.
Throne. I thought you meant like throne.
Throne.
Like,
I saw throne too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
like
oh,
a
so
Oh, no,
it's a
throne.
princess
Weapons.
weapons.
Throne, because
no.
she's got the javelins.
Throne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thrown, as in I throw, as in to throw it.
got it. Okay. I do still think like Kaz wants her to learn how to use a spear. Because like,
Definitely. Well, a spear can be thrown.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
like,
that
that's,
works.
That's just like the thing that immediately comes to mind for Kaz. Like, okay, great. You want to travel with us? Sure. Cool. No problem with that. You're good at throwing. Like I've trained you to throw weapons at things from far away. But if you don't kill those things, they're going to come close, and you got to know what to do in that situation. So Kaz wants to teach her how to use a spear.
Yeah, she'll level up as we. If she travels
Wow.
with you, I'm gonna have her leveling up as we
Very
finish
cool.
out the adventure.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
Incredible.
What is Dimitri doing while Irina is giving this speech?
Just watching her. I mean, watching events unfold.
Drogar after he hands the bowl to Irina will kind of brush past her. And he'll be like, enjoy. And he'll brush past her and beeline it right for Dimitri.
Mhm.
And I imagine like maybe the cart and Desi is like right behind him. And he just puts a hand on his shoulder and goes,
You've certainly got your work cut out for you, my boy.
Well, you know, we got to Vallaki, and I determined that, well, this is the quest for the last gem, so I should be there. And I said I was going to return to you, and, well, she gave me pretty much the same speech she just gave all of you. She's quite practiced, and, I mean, you try telling her no.
Dimitri, there's only a handful of women I've told no in my life. And not one of them has gone well. And so, my dear friend, I meant you have your work cut out with her.
and he gives him a wink.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And moves straight, starts whistling and moves like right to the cart. And starts strapping Desi up to get ready to go on.
All right, yeah. So Dimitri's going to join too, because this is the last gem quest. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Gem quest.
I'll fill Irina in on what has transpired at Argynvost and
right.
what we learned about needing to go to Babalazaga's house and what our plans are coming up next.
Pamela Saga. I used to be told bedtime stories about her.
But she's real? She's like a real spooky witch?
Yes.
Apparently.
It would seem so. It would also seem that she is one of the stepmothers of Strahd, it
Yeah.
would seem. And in that area, it does not surprise me that she holds many things which we seek.
Well, let's get going then, shall we? I mean, if we're going to save everybody with the power of friendship, we can't just sit around here all day.
Couple of rules before we move out.
Rules!
Yes.
Winnie just sits down, starts drawing with a stick in the mud.
Olaf starts drinking heavily.
Olaf starts drawing in the ground with mud.
Olaf is far away from here already. He's
He's
scouting.
already, he left already.
He's happily scouting ahead.
Dad face is like aghast.
Happily scouting ahead.
Irina is listening intently.
Why, you disrespectful sons of bitches!
I'm just scouting ahead.
Irina, as eager as you may be, you will not lead the way. Our job is still to protect you. Yes, you can handle yourself. Yes, you are confident, and you have grown so much since we met. However, your safety and well-being is still one of our top priorities.
I won't argue with you. Yours is mine as well.
Very well. With that settled, onward and forward.
Let's load up.
Goodness, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Whew.
Olaf! Oh, Drats, he's gone too far ahead.
Olaf!
You see like a flicker of leaves, like in a tree, down ahead.
God, he really does scout very far ahead.
I think we all hop on Desi and
On our way.
We're on the road.
Let's go. Okay.
And then so every 15-ish minutes, Olaf will check in with the cart. And then,
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm just constantly up and back.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you kind of know if it goes longer than like 20, 25 minutes, like something's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Good shit.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and you've also got Dimitri as you set out. He sort of like takes his raven form and is also flying ahead. And you would know the Mardikovs, I think, as a berserker. They're kind of legendary, you know, like they've been in this guerrilla war, much the same as your people have. You know, there's something different about the Mardikovs than there are from the rest of the old Zenobians, I think, amongst the berserkers. You know, there's a respect there.
And I know them because the winery too.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's like,
yeah. They make the wine and they fight the devil.
It's like I know of them.
They make the wine
but
and
like,
they fight the devil.
Yep. Yeah.
No interactions, just like
No,
they
yeah.
know who, or I know who they are, and they know who my people are.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Sounds like an exile I once had. Makes the wine and fights the devil.
They make the wine, they fight the devil.
Did you date a priest?
Wouldn't you like to know, Kay?
I'll let my imagination fill in the gaps.
Yeah, it's probably better than the truth. Anyway, so we mosey on our cart.
You sure do. Okay, great.
That was the sound that Trevor makes when we're moving into something he's prepared. Okay. Great.
Why you gotta do this to me? Why you gotta do me this way?
Reading the filth.
All right. You carry on, leaving gently and slowly the tips of the towers of Argynvost Holt disappear into the mists behind you as you travel further northward along the this isn't the Old Svalich Road. The Old Svalich Road is the sort of main thoroughfare that runs east-west. Where you are right now is the other bigger in fact, everybody give me perception, investigation, history, whatever you like.
Okay, there's no way that any of those are higher than my perception score.
12 perception.
12.
23 perception.
Jesus Christ.
19.
It's a 15 for Drogar.
Great.
24 perception.
You son of a bitch!
As you move northward along this road, Olaf scouting ahead, you come across the foundations of what may have once been a roadside inn. A sort of stoppage, perhaps, between 2 points. Kaz, you looking down at the road from the bench of the cart, every once in a while you see scattered cobblestones that ring of a much grander construction that may have been here long ago, Drogar. You see the edges of the road choked with weeds. In fact, the wheels of the cart roll over these sort of like this crabgrass and enveloping growth more often than not. And Winnie, there's just a trill on the air of like, the air here has memories of vivacity. It's electric. It's electrified somehow, but been quiet for so long. But all of you, as you travel in this north, all of you, what you're putting together here is a sense, you all, I think, have the same sort of strange sense of loss. It's like if you've ever been sort of like in a concert hall
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
After a choir has sung and the air still kind of rings, you know, even though it's all quiet. This is an area that was once bustling with activity and has just fallen into disrepair as you make your way along this old road towards Berez.
This was once a great civilization, Winnie.
Yeah. Where are we?
I believe we're heading into Berez.
We walk the northern road that leads towards the ruins. And as you carry on, suddenly the scene begins to shift. What was once a clear day, as you carry on maybe an hour or so into your journey, mists start to swirl up around you again, and visibility starts to get much lower than it was. These vast fields stretch east and west to either side of you for miles. These vast tracts of land which look like they could support all manner of agriculture, but are just overgrown and mossy. And eventually, as you carry on, your pace starts to slow. The wagon wheels begin to get sodden with mud and slow in their turning. And in fact, at a certain point, you get jammed up.
Oh.
The wagon wheels sink into the mud of the weight of all of you sat upon the cart. This first time, maybe you're able to like hop out and push it and get it going again, but it's not 15 minutes until it's jammed again. And if you all get out and give up another push, but at a certain point, it just starts to become clear. The road kind of vanishes. There are like suggestions of it every once in a while, like when you're on a hiking trail when it's just rained, like certain parts are still intact, but then you come to one that's completely flooded through. It's difficult terrain, and you get the sense that you are not going to be able to take the cart very much farther.
Oh boy. Is there anything we need in here that we need to carry? What do we do with Desi? Do we bring Desi?
I don't know. I think maybe our best bet is to hide Desi with the cart.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, carry on.
Perhaps
This is like the story that my mom used to tell me. The witch ate the horse. We gotta protect Desi.
we can bring her with us if it would make you feel better.
I think I'm more scared to bring her.
Well, then I think our best bet is to hide her with the cart. And perhaps we can put the cart in front of the horse for once.
Drogar makes himself and nobody else laugh.
Out of character, I never know what the appropriate thing I'm not immersed in fantasy enough to know ever what to do with a cart and a horse.
I know, right?
I would just. This road hasn't been traveled. Let's just leave it.
Some kind of.
No one's coming this way.
Do you think
We're
no
in
one's coming this
Barovia,
way?
dude.
I'm scared
No
to leave
one's coming this
Desi
way.
anywhere.
Well, I do have something that might work.
We have slapped her on the butt before and sent her on her way.
She knew the way to Valaki before she even came under your charge. If you wanted to send her back, I'm sure she could find her way.
How far away are we from our, destination right now?
A good question. I think not so far anymore. And you see, as you look, you can see Mount Gaucus begin to loom up in the distance, directly ahead of you. You can see the dark shape of the mountain rising into the air and the peak. You were halfway up that thing when you had your encounter with Strahd, and it looms sort of ominously as you move farther and farther north.
I think maybe it's best for us to send Desi on her way instead of leaving her here.
Yes.
If we do that,
Oh, if we do that, then we don't know how to get the cart back.
I think we send her, but not the cart, because if she needs to run from something, I don't want to slow her down.
I may have the ability to make them walk on top of the mud. Let me see what I can do.
And Drogar will go into his pouch and pull out a piece of paper, and he puts his little bifocals on, and he looks at the piece of paper. DM, tell me if this would work if I cast Water Walk on them.
I don't see why not.
The spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface, such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava.
I don't see why not.
As if it were harmless.
Wow!
Harmless, solid ground.
Yeah, all right. Giddy
Crossing
up.
molten lava can still take damage from the heat. Up to 10 willing creatures you see within range gain this ability for the duration.
Go to Drogar. What's this like?
So Drogar looks at this piece of paper and is just like, bear with me, it's been a moment. And he folds the things up and he just goes, Viras neras mikale. And he pushes his hand into the ground. And at first you just see one of the wheels pops up. The other three are still stuck in the mud. And he's like, no, that wasn't it. Hold on. Vilas virach mirota. And he pushes again, and all four wheels are it's like they're on the mud, but they're not pressing into it.
Yeah, it's almost like a jet ski. It kind of pops up and bobs for a few minutes before it or it's like those
Desi is lifted up with it, and she's just kind of
it's like those toys, right? That it's there's the oil in the water, and they have a little toy boat, in it that sits directly between the water and the oil. It kind of just bounds for a moment, then finds its center. Yeah, and it rolls along as if you were on as if you were on a track.
And like I usher everybody onto the wagon because it says 10 people, but I don't know. I feel like it would make more sense if it was like I cast it on the cart. And
I leave that up to you. Yeah.
And like everybody on top of it. If we're touching the cart, like then we have the ability
to. It's Desi in the cart, right? Yeah.
Right.
So that's great.
10 people just feels OP.
That's awesome.
Feels very OP. So that's what we do, and it's for an hour.
Awesome.
Cool.
So so I do that, and I'm like, "Come on, little one!" And I like kind of grab. I guess like the cart's moving, and I grab Winnie, and I just kind of like hurl her onto the cart, and like we're all kind of like, we're all kind of back on the cart, and we're moving again.
Very cool. Very cool.
And now we don't have to worry about Desi dying.
Yay!
Well,
and for strategy reasons, Olaf is now checking in every 10 minutes.
Great.
Yeah.
So Olaf, you're scouting ahead constantly. So great. So then that's awesome. So the cart gets rolling, no problem. If Olaf, you're still scouting ahead, give me a survival check first.
Survive, Olaf, survive.
First, you say.
Guidance. Who said that?
Thank you, D of D Fun and Games, Main Street Fun and Games in Canada.
D20.
Tyler, is that a natural heart?
That is a natural heart from my D20.
Yes.
D with the DEE.
That's a nat 20 on that.
Yeah, I'll give you the guidance for. No, actually, I'm not near you, so I'm going to say I didn't get guidance on that.
All right.
Olaf.
So it's a 26, by the way.
Fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
You are not. There's not a lot of berserker activity in this place. There's not a lot of activity from anybody in this place. Ever since it was destroyed by the landslide, it's pretty much just been a forgotten part of the valley. So you scan ahead, Olaf, and making your way through this sodden mire. It's not easy going, but you've dealt with this kind of terrain before. It's not uncommon in Barovia to find sodden ground. And as you continue to move farther and farther north, first, as you make your way, you hear a low sound in the distance. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Okay, so all I know is it's a sound I'm hearing. In the
you don't see anything
ahead.
yet because the mist is closing in around you.
I'm gonna turn around and tell the group that we're coming up on something. Yeah, so like as soon as I get into view, I'll
see
just
Olaf again come out of the mist.
And I'll just like hold my hands up and I'll just be like,
You okay?
There's something ahead. We better proceed slowly and quietly.
What's something, like people something or animal something?
The sounds start to meet all of you.
Was that the something, Olaf?
Yeah.
Do we stay still and quiet or should we keep moving?
I say weapons at the ready, and we move.
Winnie, get in the back, just in case.
I look over at Irina to see if she's like freaked out or how she's doing.
She looks sort of at attention, but she's just kind of casting glances back and forth between everybody, kind of like following the lead. What are we doing?
So I think that I'll like look at everyone. I'll be like, eyes in every direction. I'll take the lead. And then I'll stay like 10 feet in front of the cart, in front of whoever is the lead person after me. So I want to like have a little bit of an idea of what's coming ahead, but I don't want to be far away. Like we're pretty much battle formation at this point.
Great.
In my eyes.
I'll crouch. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'll just walk alongside Desi. That's all.
I'll crouch in the back of the cart. I'll have eyes out the back of the cart just in case something comes up behind us.
Drogar will, with shield on one hand and Mace Valandra on the other, kind of has the reins between his two hands, and it's just kind of like, yeah, girl, yeah.
You carry on. And as the further and further into this swamp, into this mire that you travel, the more and more choked the mists begin to get.
Oh, I don't like this.
Visibility is getting quite low as you travel. And you start to see this dark shape emerge out of the mist, and it looks like just a mound of earth, as you carry your way on through the swamps. But suddenly, this huge, what appears to be just a lump, a mound emerging up out of the swamp, starts to sway back and forth. And it raises up, and you see this massive set of horns get raised into the sky. And as it comes into focus, everyone to give me a nature check.
Oh, fuck.
The turtle from Neverending Story. 15.
9.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, same. Dirty 20.
20s. Olaf and Drogar, you both recognize this to be a deep Roth. A sort of oxen type creature rises up out of the muck. You know that generally they are creatures of the Underdark.
Yeah.
But it sort of rises up on its shoulders out of the muck here and kind of moves through. If you've ever seen those nature documentaries of water buffalo making their way across a muddy river, it's not dissimilar.
How big is it?
Huge. It's 7 feet at the shoulder. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're huge. It's like a muskox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And it gets up. It doesn't seem to take much notice of you. So large, perhaps it's nonplussed by your presence. And you start to see even more of them emerge out of the mist.
Shh. Everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. As they the whole herd just kind of comes in. What are Deep Roth doing?
This isn't right.
Are they mean?
No. Well, unprovoked, no. Would you like to see?
Yeah.
Come.
Yeah. And you all
See
observe.
the horns, look how big they are.
You all observe, and it's sort of like the scene in Jurassic Park where they meet the Brachiosaurus. Right?
Holy fucking
Shit, it's a deep Roth.
Oh my god.
But no, okay, so you see this herd of
And
deep
you
Roth.
said how big is one of them?
They're huge. They're
7
feet at the shoulder.
hip.
At the shoulder, yeah, they're huge.
boy.
So you see this mass of them, maybe like a dozen of them moving it through the swamps. And they're the muck, they're so big that they're kind of buried in the muck up into their shoulders. So you can kind of only see the humps of their backs and their heads coming up out of the swamp. But you observe them for a moment, and then all of a sudden their ears start to flap, and they get a little tense. And they start and they sort of start pawing at the ground a little bit and taking kind of defensive positions. They start forming up in that circle. If you've ever seen how real yak do when they're defending themselves against wolves, they form a circle around their young, and clearly the animals are agitated. What would you like to do?
I don't have any speak with animals
I
or
don't either.
any calm animal or...
Can I search my mind for anything that may or may not calm these animals? Any more information about them?
You want to try and approach them, or you're just trying to think about what?
Do I know anything about
Give me
them?
Either give me animal handling or nature.
Roll to rack your brain.
Yeah. I think, similarly, Kaz will sort of try to assume a non-threatening stance.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially that might be an animal handling, if you'll allow.
Yeah, please.
That is a 24 nature.
Ah, great.
Nice.
22.
Great. Okay. So Kaz, you kind of try to reach out and assuage the animals, make yourselves as unthreatening as possible.
Yeah.
And Olaf, you're kind of racking your brain as to what might be best served in this situation. And I think both of you at the same time kind of come to realize that it is not whatever it is that's causing disturbance for these animals. You don't think it's you. They almost seem to not pay you any mind. And then all of a sudden,
Oh no.
there's an explosion in the mud. And this sickly, enormous toad with razor sharp teeth and one central eye, a cyclopean monstrous toad,
Oh, shit.
bursts up out of the mud. opens its maw and plunges its razor-sharp teeth right into the necks of one of these deep growth, and it bursts up like a crocodile trying to drag a zebra underneath the water, and the herd sort of all kind of freaks out, and it reaches up and pulls the Roth's head underneath the mud, and you see it kind of struggle and the bubble and spurt as it struggles for breath, being choked by the mire of the swamps. But this toad-like creature keeps just pulling lower and lower and lower until only the backside of this Roth, its legs are kind of kicking out of the muck, and the rest of the herd just charges off. And soon these kicking legs, the last desperate gasps of an animal trying to right itself, finally kind of just and it sinks below the muddy surface.
I think I would jump on the cart and be like, move now while it's occupied.
Yeah, I think Drogar does that. I think, come on, Dizzy.
Yeah. And you carry on.
It's the circle.
Jesus.
Olaf is on top of the cart, just searching the muddy waters with his bow drawn, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the beautiful fucking water walking that Drogar cast, we're just cruising on top of the mud.
So you managed to get away from the scene.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck no that.
Nope.
You move yourselves away from this scene from planet Earth.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
At a much quicker pace than I was expecting you to. So you make your way.
We don't know that Roth's backstory. We have no reason to defend it. That Roth was 2 days from retirement. Turn around!
It's just cattle.
He had a wife and kids.
Just cattle. It's fine.
30 years. He retired in 2 days.
We are entering into unknown territory. I'm going to let it
linger.
Nature do its thing.
Yeah.
Let's observe this.
This is nothing for Olaf. He's like, shit, I've seen worse shit on a Monday.
We're heading into fuck around and find out territory.
Yes.
Yeah, just to give you a little illustration of what the swamps of Berez are like.
Yeah, oh God, okay.
Yeah, okay. You continue. As you move past the gruesome scene of the swampy toad dragging this massive animal beneath the muck, things really start to get swampy. You're gracefully sort of making your way across it, but you can tell it starts to smell bad. It starts to smell, it's that rotting smell that we sort of instinctually, you know what I mean? It's the smell of decay and death.
We repel it.
Right?
We fear it. Yeah.
Yes, correct. You start to hear the air start to become choked with the buzzing of flies. And though you ride over it, dancing gracefully across the sodden fields, you can tell that if you had to leave the car behind and you were trying to traverse this land on foot, you would be up to your knees. Winnie would be, forget about it. Winnie
on my shoulders is where Winnie would be.
Yes.
We walk now in the ruins of Berez, Dimitri says.
It'd be a lot easier if we could see what was around us.
Do we see anything that resembles ruins? Do we get any sense of what it used to be like?
Not yet.
Okay.
But Dimitri kind of looks about wistfully at through the mists and says, Berez was once the jewel of Zenobia, the largest, most prosperous, most powerful city in the valley before Strahd's coming, and would be today had it not been swallowed by the land.
That explains why it is the way it is now. Dimitri, do you see anything, any landmarkers, anything from your maps?
I cannot say. Berez was gone 20 years by the time I was born. My parents used to tell me tales of it. It was beautiful, so I understand. Now, you carry on?
Yeah. I cast light on Tallyho's eyes, and sitting on the back of the cart, I feel like I'm shining a light on the mud underneath and then off into the mist, into the trees. That way that light hits the water at night. Mm-hmm. And then, it's like having the headlights on in a deep fog. Mm-hmm. And I'm just casting light on Tallyho's eyes about.
It just dissipates into the mist. Yeah, that's great. As you light up Tallyho's eyes and you start kind of searching around. And as you move across, his eye lights come to fixate on what looks like appearing almost immediately a figure in the distance. You can't make out its features, but off in the distance of the mist, you see an outline of what looks like some sort of humanoid shape. What do you want to do?
I freeze. I hold it there for a second. Is the figure moving at all?
Give me a perception check.
It's getting spooky in here. 14.
Yeah, so you come around and you sort of like as the light from Delio's eyes affix upon this figure.
What, Winnie?
There's somebody out there.
And as you draw attention to your fellows, you all sort of like look forward and you see the figure is not moving.
Maybe that's one of the scarecrows.
Maybe.
And indeed, as you carry forward a little bit, drawing into focus, it is in fact.
Slowly.
It is a figure. They wear a cloth, sort of linen, that sort of like linen peasant shirt across the torso. And its legs just a pair of maybe old, disposed trousers, ending in sort of like spouting tips of straw. And at the top, just a burlap sack with a bit of rope tied about the neck serves as a head. You see a scarecrow with long, sort of like wicked fingers edging off into the distance, and about its waist, dangling, tied from a sort of like hempen rope belt, tied around the ankles, dead ravens.
Oh no.
Swing.
Oh no.
And it just sits there, immovable.
Dimitri, are those people we should bring back?
There is no love lost between my family and the witch of the swamps. She is an ardent servant and supporter of the devil. We lost many of our kind trying to find the secrets this ruin holds. She is dangerous. Be wary.
Should we destroy the scarecrow?
I'd like to do an Arcana check on the scarecrow.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
That's a 16.
How do you inspect it?
I think Drogar will step off the wagon and take a couple of steps forward in front of it, and he just kind of puts his hand out and just you feel like this light, this reverberation, and he's checking it for magic. He's checking it for any sort of enchantment. Is it gonna activate of some sort?
Great. There's none that you detect.
I don't like it here.
I don't like this place.
It seems like she set it up to make us already want to turn back.
Yes, it seems that way. Dimitri, do those ravens need a proper burial?
I doubt we could find space for one here.
Let's keep going.
Let's kill this witch and get our gem back. That will be burial enough, I think.
Very well.
Drogar will get kind of back on, and he's very wary, because we are very much in the open right now.
You have no idea what your surroundings are like.
And no cover.
You can see about 5 feet in front of you, choking on the mist. So other than what is right in front of you, you have no idea what you're in.
Oh, it's so hard to know what to do in a moment like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I think just press
Keep on
on is
moving.
the only thing we can do. Yeah.
I'm gonna get ready.
Should we ask the scarecrow for directions? Of course, some people find both paths.
They went that way. Well, maybe they went that way.
One of my first crushes.
Carrying on.
Yeah.
Olaf, are you still ahead or are you staying with the party now?
I'm staying with the cart at this point.
Smart move.
You carry on. There's no road to guide you anymore. It's just it's nothing but fetid swamps and mist. And the flies seem to grow larger as the further north you make your way, the further into this mire you carry.
Wait a minute.
Kaz swallowed a fly.
Come on now. Pat her on the back.
Kaz catches it ninja style and looks at it.
You son of a bitch.
You carry on.
Winnie, do you remember Easter Hill?
Yes.
I'm sure you remember it well. Do you remember how you located the stone?
Yeah.
Can you do that now? That would give us an idea of which direction we should head in.
Right. Good idea. And I'll reach in my bag from where I collected twigs after we descended down the mountain. And I'll lean out I'll crawl over to the front of the cart, up into the driver's seat, and I'll crack one of those twigs. And with a little sparkly sound, orange racer dust comes pouring out, hits the mud, and like cascades around and begins searching.
What's the range on it?
It is, I believe, 1,000 feet, but it continues like telling you the direction. I'll look it up real quick. You sense the direction of the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of the movement. I have 10 minutes on it.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 1,000 feet is not that far, but if we're close, if we're getting close.
Yeah, and if we have 10 minutes and we just keep moving.
Following the direction.
Maybe we'll come in range.
We're pretty far in the shit right now, too.
We are.
You don't get anything yet. You want to just keep plugging?
Sure.
Let's, keep moving. Maybe even if we can go a little bit faster, maybe we can find it in time.
Yeah. All right, Desi, come on.
And wow, really great hard counter, Ned. You move at a really at a clip as if you were along the old Svalage Road. You make your way across this fetid mire.
Fetid mire?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look at you with the SAT phrases.
All right.
I won't. But you carry on. And at a certain point, emerging out of the distance, you see 2 scarecrows.
Well, I think this is a good sign that we're going in the right direction.
Carry on.
When do we destroy them?
Yeah, I want to take a look. I want to take a look. Not looking for any like magic or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Yeah.
I don't know, like these things are supposed to be the witch's spies.
I think that just like she walks up to one and just kind of like tries to square up with it.
Okay.
Just like wants to try to stare it down and see if anything happens.
Are you walking up to the 2 that you approached?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I'll pick the smaller of the 2.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
You're just
What are you
looking.
looking
You're just
at?
looking at him.
I'm looking for something to bully. Yeah.
Give me an
sure.
intimidation check.
Okay.
Give me your lunch money.
That's a 10.
You make your way up and you sort of like posture in front of these 2 scarecrows. And it's the same. It's this sort of like simple cloth linen shirt, tattered trousers, which don't end in shoes or boots, but just like tufts of straw, and the burlap sack across that just serves as a head. There's no like indication of eyes or a mouth or a nose or anything. It's just a burlap sack. And you make your way up and try to like posture and intimidate. You don't get any response, but you do notice, Kay, on one of the scarecrows, the burlap sack seems stained with some dark liquid.
No.
These things give me the creeps.
What do you see, Kaz?
I see a dark stain of some liquid
I shine Tallyho's eyes over there.
on what would be the face.
It's just one spot. It's like it's just like a droplet of something fell against the burlap sack and then dribbled down.
Kavan, do you want me to blast its head off?
I don't know what good that would do.
Can you just take the sack off its head?
Maybe just uproot the damn thing.
I just want to see what's under there. I can't reach it.
Yeah, I think I'll try to pull this one out of the ground.
The scarecrow?
This one, the one that has the stain
Like
on
by
its
the
face.
stake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have my bow fucking trained on it.
I'm raising the stakes, as it were.
Ayo, yeah, give me a strength check.
Okay.
Yeah, can I like have a ready to action if I see this thing fucking
Nice.
move?
If you see anything move, you fire away. Yeah.
Blast its head off.
I'm gonna ready in action too.
Do you want a athletics check? Is that what you're asking for?
Sure.
Okay. That'd be a 23.
Yeah, it comes up out of the ground really easily. The earth below being so sodden and so full of moisture that it just doesn't have any grip really.
Yeah.
And so it comes up out of the earth easily.
I think I'll grab that burlap face of its and see if I can take a closer look at that.
Kaz, as you reach your hands up to the burlap sack, you put your hands
There it is.
you put your hands up against the burlap sack, and just what you feel, just by your sense of touch, it is firm but has a little bit of give. It feels weirdly familiar. Or it just doesn't feel like a thing that it doesn't feel like it's full of straw.
Yeah.
Let me say.
Okay. Yeah, so she will this thing's giving me the heebie-jeebies. She'll put it down as if she had just knocked an enemy prone. Sword drawn, she'll walk up and she'll go to rip the burlap sack off of it.
You do so. The sort of like frayed hempen stringlets of the rope that sort of like ties off the burlap sack instantly melt away, and you rip the sack off, and you are met with a pale, stinking, pustule-covered head beneath.
Yeah.
Irene, Lord of the Morning.
Stay back, guys.
Yeah, she'll just like, she'll hold back because she was prepared to like drive the sword into whatever it was she saw. She'll just take a few steps back, and then she'll just grab the thing by the stake that she pulled out of the ground and just lift it and just flip it over. So it's just face down in the mud.
Yeah, its eyes buried in the sodden mire surrounding.
Guys, allow me to handle this. Step back.
And as he puts his hand behind you, he puts a hand out and he casts burning hands on the two scarecrows.
Okay.
To engulf them in flame and just disintegrate them. It's a 15-foot cone. I think I rolled a hit, right? No, dex saving throw.
Don't worry about rolling to hit. They're not moving.
Okay.
Just roll damage.
Yeah.
They're not moving. You can line it up really easily.
Great. 15 points of damage to the both of them.
Great. Okay.
Of fire damage.
Yeah, it goes across and it just kind of washes across. The one that you pulled up, Kaz, is still just laying there inert. The other one still remains unmoving with just those little like cherry-like embers kind of washing across its linen shirt and burlap sack, but it does not move.
Are they on fire? Do they burn,
the fire washes across them. The one that's still standing, like maybe the shirt kind of like comes away a little bit, revealing just the straw beneath. Noticeably, the fire washes across them and they are damaged, but they don't react in any way.
I would like to just blast the head off the one that is still standing.
Sure, roll to hit.
As this is happening, I'm scanning up in are there trees?
No, it's wide open land that reminiscent of when you first came to the valley before you came to Barovia, that sort of like open floodplain where they were growing cabbage and things of that nature. It reminds you of that, but far grander.
Yeah. I think they're standing like in front of the cart and off to the left dealing with the scarecrows. I'm standing behind the cart scanning around with the light.
Give me a perception check.
18.
Great.
23 to hit.
So this is the one that's still standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knock an arrow and it just like you shot it into a sack of flour, and you just see, where the arrow impacts slowly from out of the impact zone where the shaft penetrated the sack. Just like blood
Campbell.
starts dribbling. What? What?
The shaft penetrated the sack.
Oh, come on. All right. But yeah, you knock the head off it.
Ladies.
You knock the head off the thing easily. Winnie, as you scan around your three friends, like Kaz is still standing over the one she took out of the earth. Drogar and Olaf are dealing with this other one that's standing, and as you kind of move and scan the horizon, you start to see more shapes. One to the west, two to the east, three to the north, three to the south. More of these figures start to form a circle around where you are.
You guys,
Yes, Winnie.
look. And I'll scan like 360 around with the light on Tallyho's eyes as just shadow after shadow emerges from the darkness.
Everybody get back on the wagon. Now.
Olaf.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus God.
Freddy Krueger claws
Oh!
burst through your shoulder.
Oh! Are you serious?
Fuck, yeah, I am. Freddy Krueger claws burst through your shoulder as you turn. The one that you just knocked the head off of, that you were standing right about, has its arm, and these like sickle-like claws sprouting from its hand, piercing through your flesh, head completely gone. And as all of you turn to see the blood dripping from Olaf's shoulder, the ones encircling you start to move closer towards you. Everyone roll initiative, please.
Oh,
shit.
Initiatives, please.
Everyone get back on the wagon. No!
Drogar.
It wasn't good.
17.
Kaz.
6. Sorry, 7. Wait. Oh my god, hold on. I get initiative. I get advantage on initiative checks. Okay, 17.
Much better.
I'm so sorry.
What's your bonus?
2 plus 2.
Then you go first.
Cool.
Olaf.
24.
Ooh.
Nice. Well, I don't go before Olaf.
It's a natural 20.
Win it.
Nice.
You've
19.
been full of those today.
Killer.
It's the new dice tray.
Olaf, you are up first. It's a couple of scarecrows, and then Winnie, you're on deck.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Olaf, back to the wagon.
Okay.
Yeah, so back to the wagon now as the circle starts closing in around you.
And I think we were...
Yeah, and they all have like Freddy Krueger claws.
Like, I was on the wagon already. I was, like, standing on top of it.
Oh. Retcon that.
So, I would like to... I'm gonna fire at that group of 3.
Which, 5, 6, 7?
1, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3? Great.
Sorry.
Yes, so I should say, so there's 3 groups of 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there is one more figure.
Oh boy.
One scarecrow who sort of like comes out of the dusk as you all sort of square up, riding a skeletal horse.
Oh, Jiminy
gross.
Christmas.
Carry on.
Yeah, think about that. Before you fire that fucking missile, think about it.
Does this change your plans at all?
It does. I am going to shoot at that thing. Whatever it is.
Number 10?
Yes, the lone figure on the horse. I'm going to turn and look at that fucking creature.
Up on the horse?
Yeah. And just fucking pull back my arrow and be like, to hell with you, evil beast! And I'll fucking launch, and that's gonna have a bursting arrow.
Ooh!
So that is going to, immediately upon the arrow's attack, is gonna detonate, and it's gonna strike any creature within 10 feet to an extra 2d6 force damage.
You're firing at this lone figure?
Yes, but on the horse. But
Do you mean to tell me
Good call.
you're firing a fucking grenade?
pretty much?
Great, all right.
And so the bursting arrow will do damage on top of my normal attack. to that
Fantastic. All right,
figure,
roll
too.
away.
So
What was the to hit? Did you do it yet?
I did not even shoot to hit.
Let's do that first.
Just tell me I hit, Trevor. I'm so scared. I don't know what dice to use.
What do we got?
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah.
Send it away.
Go ahead.
Send it away.
Yes.
All right. That's what they're there
That's
for.
what they're there for. Use them, because I keep giving them out, and everyone's like, I already have.
No.
Did you roll the same thing?
He rolled 2 4s in a row. Throw it down the hallway. Throw it.
These dice.
Throw it right now.
First time they found me.
Throw that shit. Throw it right down the hallway.
No. You go in timeout. They're
So
going
2
You
4s.
think about what
So-
you did twice.
13, because I have a +9 to hit.
So close. So you fire off this arrow, Olaf, at the lone skeletal figure on the horse, and you send your arrow, and it feels like it's going to strike true. But he raises a hand and grabs a hold of his own head. This one on the horse has not the burlap sack adorning the rest, but instead a carved gourd.
No, I knew it.
And the skeletal figure raises up, lifts his own head off of his shoulders, and your arrow passes harmlessly between the space where his head once was and sails into the night.
In a ghastly voice, he says to Winnie, I'll show you Gourd of the Year.
You know what?
It's Ichabod Crane.
You know what, Trevor?
What's up, buddy?
I'm gonna use my fucking action surge.
Action surge, baby.
Shit!
Cause I'm fucking pissed off at this motherfucker.
I'm not done with you yet, brother. I got you for a whole nother action.
And I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay, send it away.
Fuck him up.
Come on.
19.
That'll do.
Alright. Now I'll roll my damage. I'm picking,
Just like I wanted
picking
to the whole
different
time.
dice. Picking different dice.
That dude. Oh!
7 points of force damage to everything within 10 feet.
Okay, great.
Then 6 damage from my longbow. From just the normal shot.
You were aiming at him, right?
Yeah, to the person I'm aiming at.
Okay, awesome.
And then I will take one more normal shot.
Fire away.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Which
You would have had 2
I
from the
should've-
first action,
yes.
actually. So yeah, you would have a second shot.
Okay.
Keep going.
You
Roll
know
on.
what?
Roll
I'm just
on.
rolling. I'm
Roll on.
rolling
Roll
with
on.
it. I'm fuck it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with that is I'm not gonna count the second arcane shot. So I only use one arcane shot.
Sure, great,
Instead
yeah,
of
call it
blowing
that.
the first.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my second action, that is a 15 to hit.
That'll do.
Okay. So now I'm gonna do another 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And this is all radiant because my beautiful, sexy bow.
Correct. Yeah, the silver bow, it really like fires rays of moonbeams, you know what I mean? Rather than solid projectiles.
And now my one last shot
Fire away.
with my action surge. I got 4 attacks with action
Jiminy
surge.
Christmas.
I forgot though. And that is a 18 to hit.
That'll do.
And finally,
4 fucking shots.
For the action surge,
I
yeah.
should have been a fucking fighter.
come on!
Fighters-
I'm throwing all my D8s away. I'm throwing them all away. Just get rid of them.
There
I
they
don't
go.
want 'em.
There they go.
Down the hallway.
That was a 1 on my D8, so
no!
that's 5 points of damage for my last shot.
Womp womp.
All right. Listen, man, it all counts. So this figure, you fire that first arrow and he lifts his head up and your arrow kind of sails through where the head
The
was.
second one hits the gourd.
And you can see like he's holding it above where his head should be, and the gourd's maw like kind of like sops open like a rotten vegetable, right? And he goes, but then you fire off another fucking volley and like slams into his body.
Fuck you, Pumpkinhead.
Several good shots. Anything else, Olaf?
That's it.
Great. That's gonna bring us
Fuck
to.
you, Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring us to.
Pumpkinhead.
7 will run forward and attack Dimitri.
Oh, Jiminy fucking Christmas. I forgot that we have the kids with us.
You got 2. You got 2 kids with you. Yeah, so he charges forward and like throws out one of his like Freddy Krueger claws and rakes across Dimitri's shoulder. You can see cutting deep tears in his cloak. As he recoils back. Number 4 is gonna rush forward. Thank you, Nedley. Just whoever's closest. I think it's Kaz.
I think you're right.
Is gonna attack you, Kaz.
That's right, I'm not raging yet.
That's only a 7 to hit.
Okay, you missed.
You batter away that one. Number 8 is gonna rush forward.
Careful, you're gonna make me angry.
That's gonna be Winnie, I think.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna attack you, Winnie. Oh God, it crits. Oh.
Winnie, look out!
No, yeah, because you're so small, Winnie. It just kind of rushes forward and like shing throws out its Freddy Krueger claws. You are gonna take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The next one, and then
That's
you are.
with the crit.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. Roll them twice. Make that 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's worse.
That's worse. But you're up, Winnie.
Show is.
Okay.
Actually, let's make that slashing damage since I have described these Krueger claws.
Okay.
Speaking of damage, how much damage did I take from the initial attack?
Oh my God, good call. You took.
I know. I just want to be real. I don't want the people listening to be like, well, where was that damage?
9 points slashing
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
You said 13 total?
Correct.
I want to take 2 steps in so that I am surrounded by those guys right over there.
So like right there in between. Yeah.
Right in between so that I'm within 5 feet of all 3 of those guys.
Does that provoke?
No. It won't because she's not leaving there.
I want to go further in
Oh, you want to go further into them?
so that I'm surrounded.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy, okay.
And I open my hand and a little radiant flame alights in my hand and I say, "Oh, talkin'. Wow." And I blow it like I'm blowing out birthday candles and it like lights up everybody around me and I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance.
Great.
So they all have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Great. I'm just gonna make 1 for that pod. And it is not good. It's a 3.
That is not good at all. So they're all gonna take
2d6.
2d6. Oh my God, that's the worst roll ever in the whole world. They're gonna take 3 radiant damage each. But that's it. Okay, yep, they take 3 radiant damage each, and then bonus action, because Word of Radiance is a cantrip, bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and knock purple right over there. 22.
That'll hit.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at a higher level.
Whoa!
Because I've never done that before.
It's going to give you more hit dice.
At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for every 2 slot levels above 2nd.
Yeah, so if you cast it at 4th, you get 2d8. If you cast it at 3rd, you get 1d8.
If I cast it at 3rd, I get 2d8. If I cast it at 4th, I get 3d8.
Right, because it's
For every
No,
two,
for every two levels.
for 2 levels, but so you'd have to cast it at 4.
If you cast it at 4, you get 2d8.
If you cast it at 3rd, it doesn't really make a difference.
I'm going to cast it at 2. All right, 8 more damage, 8 more force damage on purple over there.
Number 8.
On 9.
9. Great. 8 on 9. Excellent. Anything else, Winnie?
I'm trying to decide if I want to move out of there and invoke a bunch of opportunity attacks.
You wouldn't if you moved. Oh, you would.
No,
if
I
you
would invoke all the opportunity attacks.
Yeah, all 3.
No, if you move one space in any direction, you're gonna invoke at least one.
I'm just going to stay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Kaz, you are up. Drogar, you are next.
Kaz is feeling a little inspired by her recent conversations with Winnie about riding the bees, and I think is trying to summon anger within herself. So she's first going to take. She's gonna just grab this one scarecrow that just tried to attack her. Just gonna grab it by the burlap sack and pull it real close to her face and say,
I know you're watching everything that these scarecrows see, so I'm gonna give you something to look at.
and she's gonna take her first action to just try to shove that one scarecrow away from me. Just a shove.
Just shove.
So that's contested athletics versus your athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, that's not going to be good for a scarecrow.
I can't imagine.
He got
it would
no
be.
bones.
They got no bones. Man, I got no bones. Okay, what is my... Oh, I have advantage because I'm raging. Oh, yeah, so I enter a rage, obviously. That's what
You're trying to beat a 13.
That's what that whole speech was me entering a rage. Trying to beat a 13. I do it. 15 on the die.
Huzzah!
So I shove him away, and I think the
Which
shove...
one is this?
The one that's right up against me. So I think shove action lets me move it 5 feet?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, so yeah, just 5 feet away from me. And then...
Now you can move freely.
Yes, having seen Winnie put herself in the middle of all these guys, I'm going to try to move to presumably what is the back of the cart. And with my greatsword, just try to, well, I'm angry and I'm reckless. Swing down at number 8 there.
Get him.
8 on the die, plus, so 16 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, are you using cactus?
I am using, I'm using cactus.
So yeah, as you rage, you get that
Yay.
bark skin effect. Yeah.
So yeah, as I'm talking
And actually,
to that one.
I'm gonna say with the shove, roll a d6. I think it's good
cool.
because if you have the cactus spines, I'm gonna give you a d6 of damage for the shove.
Okay, those ones are good, so I'm gonna hold on to them. Let me roll a different d6 for that.
And that was number 4.
6.
Nice.
Max damage.
So yeah. That's so perfect. So as I'm holding it by the lapel and holding it, I'll give you something to look at. I'll give you something, as the spines shoot out of her and she shoves this thing back.
Like the Iron Maidens in Resident Evil 4.
Yep.
Fuck, nobody played Resident Evil 4.
I know what you're talking about.
Carry on, Kaz!
As I said in the Discord channel today, I love horror, but horror video games and haunted houses, I can't do them. I know. Anyway, so against that second one, I'm gonna do 9 maths. Maths.
Yeah, man.
16. I was like, please, someone tell me what 9 plus 7 is. 16 points of damage against the number 8 there.
Thank you so much. Oh, 16. Great.
16, 1-6.
Great. Anything else, Kaz?
That is both of my attacks, so no, that's it.
Drogar, you are up.
DM.
Yes, sir.
I'm having an idea.
Here's what I'm thinking. I would like to find out whether these are undead or not.
Okay.
If that means I need to take an action to figure out what they are, I can do that.
Let's take an action, yeah.
Okay,
let's
sure.
say, and give me either perception.
Usually I have detect good and evil or something prepared, but I'll take an action to do that. You tell me what I need to roll for.
You're trying to sort of get a read on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give me insight, investigation, or arcana.
Okay. All right, that is a 17.
17?
Yeah.
The way that they move, Drogar, you notice, is almost as if being pulled by marionette strings. They work at awkward angles, kind of shambling forth, not like the reinvigorated flesh of zombies, but as if pulled by unseen strings. You know that they are not undead, they are in fact constructs. But further, Drogar, you notice that they are still made of nothing but linen and cloth and straw. So you figure they would be very susceptible to fire. And that is what I will give you for your action.
Great. So I'll do that, and then bonus action. Bonus action. I'm gonna go Winnie, duck, and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on her. So you get +2 to your AC. I feel like she's like, what? And she like turns around and like the claws go like right over her head at the last second.
Great.
As like the Shield of Faith kind of booms around her.
Hell yeah.
So I'll hold that concentration, and then and I'll yell to Irina, close to us. Come on now.
Excellent. Anything else, Drogar?
That's it. Yep.
All right, it's a bunch of scarecrows. Number 6, whoever's closest, I think that's going to be Dimitri again. From that vantage, he's going to attack Dimitri and will hit. Another one leaps forward, and Dimitri is still just kind of like, I think he was a little thrown off by seeing, and all of these scarecrows still, some of them have like a bandolier, some of them across their waist, some hang dangling off their like burlap sack heads, but all of them are adorned in dead ravens. And so I think Dimitri's a little thrown. He got the one that kind of got him across the back. Another one charges forward, gets him through the, like scratches him across. It kind of like tears open his shirt across the chest. He's got these thin lines of blood tracing across his torso.
Oh, but he looks so fucking sexy.
He looks great though. Number 2 is gonna rush forward, and that's gonna be on Olaf, I think. But we'll miss with a 12.
That'll miss.
5 is gonna run forward. I think that's you, Drogar. No way. Mrs. Drogar. Number 3 is also gonna come for Olaf.
Mrs. Drogar, I think that's Titania.
Oh no. Is also going to miss you, Olaf, with another 12.
That'll miss!
4.
Number 1 is going to rush forward, and I think that will also be Olaf.
Gee whiz.
16.
That'll hit.
That'll do it. Yeah, okay. 9 points of slashing damage. Then comes this guy. The guy up on his horse.
Yeah, where do you want him?
He's gonna stay right there.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I don't like that.
He reaches, he sits atop his skeletal horse, sort of unmoving, watching the battle sort of play out before him. And again, he kind of, he like tilts his gored head back. And he reaches up again, pulls it off his shoulder, and from out of the gourd, like 2 eye sockets and a mouth explode, and gouts of fire spill forth from its head as it rears back and fastball pitches his head towards the cluster of you. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Fucking fireball.
Everybody.
Everybody
everywhere.
It seems only right in this moment when a jack-o'-lantern is being thrown at us. To roll the candy corn D20.
I think so. We're getting to Halloween a little bit early, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Strahdcast features Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, Kay Devine-Jones as Kaz, Ned Iannacone as Drogar, Tyler Kanter as Olaf, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM. A patron by any other name would smell as sweet. Special shout-outs to our newest patrons, Jasper Tilson, Chelsea Ann Brown, Natalie Shanholzer, Caitlin Hansen, and Lyric Haven. If you're not ready to support us financially, there are still plenty of ways to help us out. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Critical Fail DM, binge Madness and Mercy on our YouTube channel, and join us there every other Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time when we do live listens of new episodes of the Strahdcast. Or rate and leave us a review wherever you like to listen. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage.